Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to change the motor mount on my 2002 Dodge Grand Caravan. Don't forget to check the show more block below in the description for parts, tips, and list of tools and things that you might need to do the job. Alright guys, here's the tools and items I use to get the job done. You'll need your new motor mount, which I bought off of eBay. A lot of people sell them. This just happens to be the one I bought. I'll put the price in the show more description block down below. I used a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, 15 millimeter 1/2-inch drive socket, a 4-inch 1/2-inch drive extension, a 9-inch 1/2-inch drive wobble extension, a 3/8 drive ratchet, a 6-inch 3/8 drive extension, a 3/8 drive 8 millimeter socket, a 3/8 drive 10 millimeter socket. I used some blue Loctite for the consumables. I used a 9-inch pair of needle nose pliers to remove wire clips and things on the wiring harness, and I used a 19 millimeter combination ratchet wrench. That was for this. You can use whatever. It's 19 millimeter. You can use a ratchet or socket or anything. I like that. It works for me. And I used the original Caravan scissors jack, and then I used a small piece of plywood to put underneath the oil pan, because you will be putting quite a bit of tension on that oil pan to raise up the engine in order to mate it with your new motor mount. I believe that's pretty much all I used, other than my trusty little mat right here that I use all the time. It really saves on the backbones. So anyways, don't forget to check the show more description block below, and let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, open up the hood. Then you're going to have to support the engine underneath the oil pan here. And you'll need probably a little piece of plywood or something to give a little more surface area on the oil pan so you don't put a dent in it. Okay, once you get it supported, then we can go ahead and get to the top of the motor. Okay, up here we're going to go ahead and remove the airbox assembly. You can start with this hose right here. Just pull it off. By the way, mine broke a long time ago. For you guys that own Caravans, you know that this right here gets brittle. I believe this is just a 5/8 water hose, and it's been on there for probably pretty much since I owned the van, about 5 years. I've never had a problem with it, and you can see it's still pliable. And I put an extra clamp here because this area gets a little warm. But I figure if it can handle the engine temperature from water, it sure the heck can handle a gas vent with air going through it from an air filter. So anyways, let's get on to the rest of it. And we're gonna pull this little clip back here. My little clip broke off a long time ago that holds it on, but you guys will figure it out. There's usually a detent you push or something. So you got to pull that off. And let's see here. Then we're gonna remove these clips here. Right there. Yep. And then we're gonna remove this one. That's a 8 millimeter, by the way. And you just grab it and you pull it off. This is also the same place where you do your air filter, so you might want to check that while you're here. Well, mine's still in pretty good shape. A couple little things still looking clean down here for the most part. Then we're going to pull this off right here. And to do that, you have to pull this bolt off right here. Oh, by the way, that's a 10 millimeter bolt right there. All right, here we go. Stick your bolt, stick it up in your tower so you know where it's at when you need it. Okay, and this thing right here, down inside, it's got some little rubber grommet bushings. You can either take the bolt out, or you can just give this whole thing just a big old tug. So let's go ahead and give a big yank on this thing and get it out of here. Okay, I just pulled it up right here, and I pulled it up right here, and then the box comes out. Oh, a little hung up on my window washer tube over here. There we go. Let's try that again, huh? All right, there we go. Now you can dump all this crap out of here. There you go. All right, now we can get to the motor mount, which is this right here. We need to take those 3 bolts out, And you take a bolt out here and a bolt out right down there. All right, to go ahead and remove those bolts, I chose a 15 millimeter 1/2 inch drive wobble, 9 inch long extension, a 1/2 inch drive 4 inch extension, and a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. Again, they are 15 millimeter, all of them. And this one back here should be loose. Okay. And let's go ahead and get these three. Don't take this one off right here. Just these three right here need to go. All right. Once you get them all loose, then just go ahead and disconnect your ratchet and use your extension to finish loosening them up. Okay. So now let's go ahead and grab all these bolts out of here. Just set them up in there so you know where they're at. All the silver ones go on the engine side, and the two black ones go on the frame side. Looks like we've got a little wire attachment right down in here, so we'll have to get some probably some needle nose and pry that off of there. All right, to get this other bolt out, just slip your hand down around this hose right here and come around this way, and then you can pick it up with your left hand. All right, once you get it, stick it up here in your tower. Now we can go ahead and get this. All right, here we go. We'll just stick it in there and boom, twisted it and pull it up like that, and it should come out. All right, let's try to get this out of here. We'll just push this aside and grab this. And come up right through here. Of course, it'll get hung up on a few things, but there you go. Looks like it was just a little bit shot here, wouldn't you say? Yeah, just a little bit shot. I think that was probably a lot of my vibration problems. So anyways, off it goes. And we'll just grab the new one and we'll put it back in the same way the old one came out. There we go. Alright, now we can just go ahead and put our bolts in. I forgot to mention, don't forget to refresh the blue Loctite that's already on the bolts. This is a very high vibration area, so you want to make sure that these stay tight, not only on the engine, but also on the frame. So let's go ahead and put this on this extension down here and get this installed. Okay, once you get it in the hole, go ahead and don't tighten them down, just get them down to where they're almost ready to be tight, and then back it off a little bit. That way you have a little bit of playroom to kind of move things around as needed. Get my extensions on it, and I'll kind of do it by hand here to get it started and go all the way down. All right, you might actually have to get down underneath the car and jack your jack back up. Mine actually had quite a bit of distance that was between the two, so I still got to play with this a little bit. Okay, yeah, I just adjusted this a little bit. If I didn't mention it, this was a 19 millimeter, and there is so much weight on that motor right now and that jack. That's one of the reasons I recommended that piece of plywood up there, because otherwise all you have is that little small pad there for the scissors jack. You could use a hydraulic jack, but the problem with that is hydraulic jacks have little tangs on them, and they want to dig into the oil pan, so you want to use something flat like a big piece of plywood in order to protect it. All right, jacking up and down a little bit and leaving the bolts loose over here, I was able to get it to where the bolt holes will line up. Once I get them all in, then I'll go ahead and tighten them down. All right, go ahead, put some blue Loctite on here. When you do this, you don't need a lot, just a little bit of dot here and there. And you need to do it right away, because Loctite will harden up with air on it, and then it becomes hard to put them in. Now we're going to go ahead and stick the bolts in there and get them all in. Might have to wiggle it back and forth a little bit to get them to go in, but once you get them going in, they'll cinch right down. After you get them all in and most of the way down, then go ahead and tighten them up. All right, we just finished tightening all 5 of them down. Now we can go ahead and pull this out. Now you can go ahead and put the air box in right now, But I'm going to go ahead and lower the motor jack down below so I don't forget about it after I get it all together. Time to let the jack down. All right. Let's go ahead and let this down all the way and take the jack out and put it away. We got it down far enough that we can pull it out. There we go. Grab a little block. And let's go back up on top. All right, let's go ahead and get our lower air box, air filter assembly in. You'll notice there's a couple of grommets right here. Those grommets go right there, and the other one goes right here on the motor mount. And then of course you have your 10mm bolt tab, which is right there. So let's go ahead and get that in. You just put it in here like this. Line everything up. Make sure your washer fluid hose is out of the way, and you're looking for it to sit like that. And then this one you just kind of got to go by feel down here. And as long as you got your hole closed, it should line up. And just push it down like that. It goes right in. Now you can get your 10mm bolt in here. Grab it from off your tower and stick it in. And just snug it up. Doesn't have to be real tight, just snug. So now let's get our air filter and put it in. All right, now I'll put our air filter in. Make sure it's sitting in the groove all the way around. Sitting down straight. Now we got to put the top on. For those of you guys who are wondering, that's your inlet temperature sensor. Let's get this assembly on here. All right, to put the front on, just go ahead and put this on first, and then push this back here, and it'll sit in. These three tabs will go in these three holes right down here. So go ahead and position that. To do that, just grab right here and push down here at the same time, and then you can push back. Once you get it in there and lined up and it all feels good, then you can go ahead and push down and grab your air clips or your locking clips and push them on like that. And there's one over here too. Push down and just pull up on that, and it should lock in place. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our sensor cable and go ahead and install it. And it should go right on there. There we go. It'll snap if you got one that's got a clip. Mine broke off, but it never falls off. Then take your 8mm and tighten that up. Alright, and we'll grab our 8mm like I was saying, and we'll go ahead and get this tightened up. Okay, don't over tighten it, just tighten it up till you got it snug, and that's good. If you loosen this one, go ahead and tighten it up too. I didn't, but I'll check it anyways. Alright, now we got to get our vent tube and stick it back on. There we go. If you have a clamp, put one on there. And that's it. You're done. That's your passenger motor mount. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe if you like my Caravan videos. I post them every now and then, along with a lot of other videos. It seems lately I've been mostly working on my Caravan, but I also work on my Ford F-350 out there, and I have a Pathfinder I work on. I also do electronics and other things, so please subscribe to my channel if you like a varied thing of videos and stuff like that. Y'all have a good one. God bless you. Keeps none you out.